You lie still in a Roman graveyard, prices scrawled on a headstone above, playing dead for a client's twisted whims. This was the grim fate of some prostitutes in ancient Rome. Your body isn't yours, and society deems you less than human. The stench of death and cheap perfume fills the air as you await the next stranger. What was it really like to endure this world? Step into your shoes to find out. Becoming a prostitute. You might be a slave, your life owned by a master who sees you as a quick way to make coin. One day, you're dragged to a bustling market, sold to a brothel owner for a handful of sesterces. Your fate is sealed without a word from you. War captives or victims of piracy often end up like this, with thousands of teens and children funneled into Rome's sex trade every year. There's no escape, no choice, just a new life thrust upon you. Or maybe you're a freedwoman, scraping by in Rome's crowded slums where poverty gnaws at your bones. Hunger and desperation push you toward prostitution, though calling it a choice feels like a cruel joke. Jobs like weaving or cleaning pay less and break your body faster. For some, betrayal be family or fate lands you here, trading dignity for survival. It's a path many take, but few would choose. Once you enter the trade, you're forced to register with the state, your name scratched onto a permanent list. This brands you infamous, a label that strips you of rights, like marrying a freeborn Roman. Augustus's laws tighten the noose, barring you from wedding anyone respectable, leaving you isolated. You're marked for life, your identity tied to the brothel's dim halls. There's no erasing this stigma, no matter how hard you try. If you're a slave, any children you bear belong to your master, not you. The pain of childbirth is yours, but the child is snatched away, another piece of property. Some prostitutes, against all odds, save enough to buy their freedom, a rare glimmer of hope. But for most, laws offer little mercy under Theodosius. Fathers who force daughters into this life lose rights, but that's cold comfort when you're already trapped. Your world is one of survival, where dreams of escape flicker like a dying flame. Daily life and work. Each morning, you wake in a cramped room in Suburra's grimy brothel district, the air thick with stale sweat and cheap oil lamps. The walls are thin, and the sounds of the bustling city creep in, reminding you there's no escape. You splash cold water on your face and, if you're lucky, a hairdresser helps you pin your hair into elaborate curls. Makeup chalky powder and red ochre hides the exhaustion in your eyes. Your day begins with this ritual, transforming you into the image clients expect. You slip into a green tunic or a gauzy see-through silk dress, gifts from clients who want you to shine. A blonde wig, woven from horsehair or human strands, sits heavy on your head, marking you as a prostitute. Floral crowns or green shoes set you apart from respectable women who'd never dare dress so boldly. Jewelry cheap bronze or, rarely, silver dangles from your wrists, a faint clink with every step. These are your tools, as much a part of your trade as the bed you work on. Your workplace might be a Lupanar, a brothel with tiny 2-square-meter rooms, like the one in Pompeii with its brick beds and fading erotic frescoes. Or you're on the streets, under circus arches, or in a noisy tavern where every waitress doubles as a prostitute. Some days, you're sent to bathhouses where steam and lust hang in the air, or even graveyards catering to darker desires. The conditions are grim. Brothels are filthy, poorly lit, and reek of unwashed bodies, as Seneca complained. Street work is worse, with no way to stay clean between clients. Clients come from all walks. Laborers with rough hands pay 2 asses, the price of a loaf of bread, while wealthy men offer up to 23 asses for a fleeting sense of exclusivity. Your fees, averaging 2 to 16 asses, sound decent, but your pimp or brothel owner takes most of it. If you're a quadrantaria, the lowest tier, you earn just 1/4 of an as, barely enough for a crust of bread. A typical day is a blur preparing, serving clients, and dodging your pimp's sharp tongue or worse. Some days, a leaden choke chain, etched with your name and origin like adulteria, fled from bulla regia, bites into your neck, a cruel reminder you can't run. Social status and interactions. In Rome's crowded streets, respectable citizens turn their noses up at you, their eyes cold with disdain. You're vital to their society, yet they treat you like a stain on their moral fabric. Men slip into your brothel without a hint of shame, but you're the one blamed for tempting them. Women, cloaked in virtue, are expected to stay pure, their chastity a badge of honor you'll never wear. You're called a necessary evil, a scapegoat for Rome's fears of moral decay. As an infamous person, your status is a heavy chain around your life. The law offers you no shield against violence. Clients or pimps can strike you without consequence. If you're enslaved, your master's power is absolute. He can exploit you however he pleases, and no one bats an eye. You're trapped in a world that needs your services but despises your existence. Every sneer from a passing matron reminds you of your place at society's edge. Your role in religion is a strange mix of exclusion and embrace. Some cults, reserved for the virtuous, bar you from their sacred rites, as if your touch would taint them. Yet, in the worship of Venus, goddess of love and desire, you're central, your presence celebrated in her temples. During festivals like the Floralia, you're not just welcome, you're a star, performing for crowds who cheer your boldness. This duality defines your life. Shunned by day, sought by night. Specialized roles and locations. If you're clever and skilled, you might rise to become a high-class courtesan, a rare jewel in Rome's gritty underworld. You charm the elite with your wit, education, and grace, dining with senators and poets in lavish villas. Women like Cytheris, once a slave, dazzled high society, even catching the eye of Cicero, who was both scandalized and intrigued. Your words and beauty are your currency, earning you gifts and fleeting respect. Yet, even as a courtesan, the infamous label clings to you, a shadow you can't shake. Most likely you're a streetwalker, the most common kind of prostitute, trudging through Rome's muddy alleys. You stand exposed to biting rain or scorching sun, your thin tunic, no match for the weather. Danger lurks everywhere, drunk clients, thieves, or worse, with no one to protect you. You call out to passers-by, your voice hoarse, hoping to earn enough for a meal. It's a hard life, but the streets are where most of your sisters work, surviving day by day. At the lowest rung, you might be a busturiae, a graveyard prostitute, working among Rome's tombs. In the eerie silence of cemeteries, you serve clients, some with twisted desires for necrophilic fantasies. You chalk your prices on weathered headstones, lying still to mimic a corpse as the client looms above. Cheap perfume, dabbed on your skin, fights the stench of decay around you. 2 clients a day might keep you alive, but each moment in this grim trade haunts you. You could also find work in other corners of the city, each with its own flavor of hardship. Under the arches of Rome's grand circuses, you ply your trade in the shadows, amidst cheers and dust. Taverns are common workplaces, where waitresses like you double as prostitutes, serving wine and more. Bakers rent out booths in their mills, cramped spaces where you meet clients amid the grind of flour. Wherever you work, the city's pulse beats around you, a reminder of your inescapable role. Personal stories and anecdotes. Imagine being Cytheris, a woman who clawed her way from slavery to the glittering world of Rome's elite. As a courtesan, you weave through lavish banquets, your sharp wit and charm dazzling powerful men. Your fame grows, even catching the attention of Cicero, who's both shocked and intrigued by your presence in high society. You're still infamous, but for a moment, you hold influence, a rare spark of power in a world that binds you. Stories like yours whisper through Rome's streets, giving hope to others in the trade. Yet, even your success is fragile, always one misstep from ruin. Or picture yourself as Antonia Canis, another slave who defied the odds. You rise to become the mistress of Vespasian, a future emperor, your life a rare tale of triumph. Your days are spent in grand villas, far from the dingy brothels of Suburra. But your past, as a slave, lingers, a shadow no amount of love can erase. You're proof that escape is possible, but such stories are as rare as gold in Rome's gutters. For every Canis, countless others remain trapped, their names lost to time. Then there's the heartbreaking tale of the freedman's daughter, a girl whose story exposes Rome's cruel hypocrisy. Her father, once a slave himself, kills her for losing her virginity, as if her honor defines his worth. You hear this story whispered in the brothel, a chilling reminder of the double standards you face. Men visit you without shame, yet a woman's purity is guarded like a sacred flame. This tragedy, etched in Rome's moral code, shows how society punishes women like you while sparing those who exploit you. In Pompeii, you might know Drauca, whose name lives on in crude graffiti scratched on a wall. Arpacris was well serviced by Drauca for 1 denarius, it boasts, a fleeting glimpse of your world. You can imagine Drauca, maybe a friend, working in a cramped Lupanar room, her labor reduced to a client's brag. These words, carved in stone, are all that remain of her, a testament to the lives you and your sisters lead. Such graffiti, scattered across Pompeii's ruins, paints your struggles in vivid, human strokes. The dark side. As a slave, any child you carry is taken from you, claimed by your master as property. You hold them briefly, their warmth a fleeting comfort before they're gone, leaving an ache in your chest. In Rome's harsh system, your love holds no weight. You're seen only as a means for profit. At night, you lie awake, wondering about their fate, if they're out there somewhere, bound to the same cruel world. This loss lingers like a hidden scar, unseen by those around you. You're left with fading memories, a quiet pain that never fully heals. Your life isn't yours to control. You're traded like goods in Rome's crowded markets. One day, you're in a Suburra brothel. The next, you could be sent far away on a master's whim. You have no voice to resist the forces that bind you. Violence looms constantly. Clients can be cruel, pimps quick to punish, and as an infamis, you have no legal shield. Each hardship leaves its mark, a reminder of how fragile your existence is. Survival means pushing down fear and facing each grim day with resolve. Illness haunts the brothels, a silent threat you can't outrun. Without proper care, you turn to herbs or prayers, but they do little against the fevers and pains that drain you. These ailments weave into your daily life, weakening you bit by bit. The harsh conditions of your work take a heavy toll, leaving you worn out far too soon. Many of your sisters don't live past their 30s, their strength stolen by Rome's relentless demands. Your body fights to keep going, but the struggle is unending. The emotional weight of your life presses heavily on your spirit. You're cut off from society, your worth dismissed with every scornful glance. Each day chips away at you, leaving an emptiness that grows in the quiet before dawn. The choices you face about survival, about any future chilled air heart-wrenching, knowing this world offers little kindness. You hold on to faint glimmers of hope, but they waver under the burden of your reality. Yet, in this darkness, your quiet strength endures, a testament to your resilience. Religious and cultural role. At the Floralia festival, You step into the spotlight, your body swaying in erotic dances that captivate the roaring crowd. Dressed in vibrant silks, you move with a grace that hides your exhaustion, each step a performance for Rome's pleasure. Sometimes you join mock gladiatorial fights, wielding wooden swords in a playful yet daring display. The air buzzes with laughter and wine, and for a moment, you're not just a prostitute, you're a star. This spring celebration, honoring the goddess Flora, embraces your role, letting you shine where society usually casts you aside. On the 1st of April during the Veneralia, you stand shoulder to shoulder with Rome's matrone, a rare moment of unity. You join rituals for Fortuna Virilis and Venus Verticordia, offering prayers for love and protection in the goddess's temple. The scent of incense fills the air, and your voice blends with theirs, seeking favor in a world that scorns you. It's a strange honor, being welcomed here when other cults shut their doors to you. For one day, you're part of something sacred, your presence woven into Rome's spiritual tapestry. The Venus Erycina Festival on the 23rd of April is your day, a celebration that honors prostitutes alongside the Venalia's wine-soaked revelry. You process to the temple, your green tunic bright against the crowd, carrying offerings to Venus, the goddess who embodies your trade. Cheers follow you, a rare wave of acceptance from a city that usually sneers. The festival's energy lifts you, even if the respect fades with the setting sun. These moments, fleeting as they are, remind you of your place in Rome's vibrant, chaotic culture. By the 4th century, Christianity's rise casts a new shadow over your life. The old gods like Venus, who embraced you, begin to lose their hold, and new teachings bring harsher judgment. Preachers condemn your trade, adding fresh stigma to the infamous label you already bear. Temples where you once danced now echo with calls for purity, pushing you further to the margins. This shift feels like a tightening noose, changing how Rome sees you. Yet, in these festivals, your legacy as a vital part of the city's soul still lingers. Client interactions. Your days revolve around meeting clients in the dim, cramped rooms of a Lupanar, where the air hangs heavy with the scent of oil lamps. Each encounter is a transaction, swift and impersonal, leaving you feeling like a shadow in your own life. The creaking brick bed offers little comfort, just a space to fulfill their expectations. Some clients are brusque, their manner cold, and you steel yourself to get through it. You learn to distance your mind, focusing on survival as the hours pass. Their power over you is a constant weight, shaping every moment. Your clients come from all corners of Rome, each with their own reasons for seeking you out. Soldiers, often barred from marriage under Augustus's early laws, visit frequently, their pockets lined with extra coins from Caligula's pay. Young men, sent by their fathers for their first experiences, arrive nervous, their awkwardness filling the room. Older men seek you too, though Rome's gossips mock their pursuit of fleeting youth. You navigate each interaction carefully, reading their moods to stay safe. Every client is a reminder of your role in their world, yet they know nothing of yours. The variety of men you meet keeps your days unpredictable, but always challenging. Soldiers, fresh from campaigns, carry a rough edge, their demands sharp and urgent. Young initiates stumble through, unsure, while older clients sometimes linger, seeking connection beyond the moment. The brothel's walls soak up these encounters, each one a thread in Rome's intricate social web. You remain a fixture in their lives, yet your own story stays hidden. Through it all, your quiet resilience carries you forward, a strength forged in the face of hardship. Brothel life. You spend your days in a brothel, or Lupanar, which might be a grim, purpose-built structure or just a back room in a noisy tavern. Some are no more than flimsy street stalls, open to the dust and stares of passers-by. The air inside is thick with the stench of sweat, cheap wine, and flickering oil lamps. Each brothel hums with a chaos of Rome clients haggling, your sisters calling out, and the creak of worn beds. You navigate this world with weary steps, knowing it's both your prison and your livelihood. Pompeii's famous Lupanar paints a vivid picture of your life, with its 10 tiny rooms, each barely 2 meters square. You work on hard brick beds, draped with thin stained cloth, under the glow of dim lamps. Erotic frescoes adorn the walls, their bold images setting the tone for what clients expect from you. These paintings, full of tangled bodies, are both art and instruction, guiding desires in the cramped space. Archaeological finds like these reveal your world claustrophobic, raw, and pulsing with life. You feel the weight of those walls, closing in with every passing hour. The brothel's marketing is as bold as Rome itself, designed to draw clients like moths to a flame. Phallus reliefs jut from doorways, a cheeky sign of what's inside. Graffiti scrawled by clients boasts of their visits like, "Arpacras was here with Drauca for a denarius." These words, etched into stone, are crude advertisements spreading your name through the city. Client testimonials, scratched on walls, mix praise with mockery, a public record of your trade. In this vivid, gritty world, you're both a product and a survivor, carving out existence amidst the noise. Pimps Management. Your days are governed by a pimp, known as a Leno or Lena, who might also run the tavern or bakery where you work. These sharp-eyed figures control the brothels with a firm hand, their voices cutting through the air with barked commands. They collect your hard-earned coins, leaving you with just enough for a scrap of bread. In the dim glow of the brothel, you see them counting their profits, their greed casting a shadow over your life. Their authority is absolute, and any resistance risks harsh punishment. You learn fast to stay quiet and follow their orders. Pimps roam Rome's slave markets, purchasing women and children to stock their brothels. You might have been one of those frightened souls, sold for a few sesterces to a Leno with a cold stare. Some exploit desperate families, trading coins for young girls with no other means to survive. The markets echo with the despair of those sold, a sound that lingers in your memory long after you're taken. To your pimp, you're merely property, a means to fill their pockets. Every new face in the brothel is another life ensnared in their grasp. In the bleakest moments of this world, some women raise their daughters to follow in their footsteps, trapped in a cycle driven by necessity. You might know a mother who holds her girl close, murmuring that this is the only life they know. Any child born here faces a future as harsh as yours, with little chance of escape. The weight of this truth presses on you, knowing your own child could be bound to the same fate. Hope feels faint in the brothel's flickering lamplight, like a dream just out of reach. Yet you endure, carrying the burden of this reality with quiet strength. Appearance and hygiene. Each morning you dress to catch the eye, your clothes a loud announcement of your trade. If you're among the poorest, a simple straw belt cinches your worn tunic, rough against your skin. Others, like you, might wear a short green tunic or a sleeveless robe, its fabric thin and bright to draw attention. Client-gifted jewelry, cheap bronze bangles, or a rare silver ring clinks softly as you move. These outfits set you apart from Rome's respectable women, marking you as a Meretrix in the bustling streets. You wear them like armor, though they offer little protection. Your head is often crowned with a blonde wig, woven from horsehair or human strands, heavy and hot under the sun. Floral crowns, woven with bright petals, rest atop it, a vivid signal of your profession. These touches make you stand out in the crowded Suburra, where every glance is a potential client. You paint your face with chalky powder and red ochre, hiding the weariness in your eyes. It's a transformation, turning you into the image Rome expects, even as it judges you. Each detail, from wig to crown, is a calculated step to survive. Hygiene is a constant struggle, and you do everything you can to stay presentable despite the odds. You use rough mixtures, like ash or herbs, to clean your skin, though they leave it stinging and raw. These efforts meet the expectations of clients who see a polished appearance as a mark of your trade. You push through the discomfort, knowing it's part of the job's demands. In a world with scarce clean water, you make do with what's available to keep up your look. These grueling tasks, though exhausting, shield you from the city's harsh judgment. Legal and financial aspects. As a prostitute, you're bound by Rome's laws, starting with registration in the 2nd century BCE. You must obtain a licentia stupri permit, a grim formality that brands you infamous in the city's eyes. Your name is scratched onto a public list, a mark that follows you like a shadow. This legal step, overseen by aediles, ensures the state tracks your trade, tying you to the brothels forever. You feel the weight of that ink, knowing it strips you of rights like marrying a freeborn citizen. It's a cold transaction, your life reduced to a bureaucratic note. Your work fuels Rome's coffers through taxes, especially under Emperor Caligula's infamous sex tax. Each client's payment sends a cut to the treasury, coins piling up to fund grand temples and baths. You see none of this wealth, your earnings snatched by pimps before taxes take their bite. This system lasts for centuries, only ending under Theodosius in the 4th century, long after you're gone. You're a small cog in Rome's machine, your labor building the city that scorned you. The irony stings as you hand over what little you earn. Your fees vary widely, reflecting the harsh tiers of your world. Most days, you earn 2 to 16 asses, enough for a laborer to buy a loaf of bread or a quick visit. If you're a rare courtesan, dazzling the elite with charm, you might pocket up to 600 denarii for a single night. But those riches are a distant dream for most, as pimps and brothel owners claim the lion's share. You count your coins in the dim Lupanar, hoping for enough to eat. Each as hard-earned is a fleeting taste of survival in Rome's unyielding streets. Cultural depictions. In the poetry of Ovid, Catullus, and Martial, you come alive, a muse woven into their intricate lines of love and satire. They portray you as a captivating Meretrix, your charm sparking their heartfelt verses or serving as the butt of sharp jests. You're both praised and teased, your name echoing through grand villas and lively taverns. These words, inked on papyrus, reflect Rome's fascination with your world, yet they rarely capture your struggles. You wonder if these poets, reclining at lavish feasts, ever grasp the reality behind their rhymes. Their work threads you into the city's spirit, but holds you at a distance. Petronius's Satyricon paints a bold, fictional picture of your life, its pages brimming with excess and rawness. You might see familiar brothels or cunning figures in its stories, like echoes of your own existence. The prostitutes in this tale, sharp and daring, navigate a Rome of banquets and deceit, their voices loud but their inner lives veiled. It's a reflection of your world, heightened yet strangely recognizable. You're a figure in this wild story, your hardship spun into drama for amusement. Through Petronius's lens, you're both magnified and simplified into a part to play. In Roman comedies by Plautus, you're cast as a familiar character, clever or wistful, strutting across a noisy stage. As a Meretrix, you outsmart clients or yearn for love, stirring laughter or sighs from the audience. These open-air plays turn your life into a show, your challenges twisted into humor. You can almost hear the actors' booming voices, mimicking your world to entertain Rome. But beneath the chuckles, your wit and strength shine through, even in caricature. These tales, though made up, mirror the contradictions of your life. In Pompeii and Herculaneum, vibrant artworks preserve your image, now housed in Naples' secret museum. Bold frescoes on Lupanar walls capture your role, reflecting the desires and culture of Rome. These paintings, full of life and color, elevate your trade while reducing you to a symbol. They endure beyond your brief life, a lasting mark of your presence. Like the poems and plays, this art reveals Rome's divided heart, admiring your role yet dismissing your humanity. You're woven into their culture yet rarely truly understood. Male prostitution. As a male prostitute, known as a scortum or ex-elitus, you work in the steamy bathhouses or shadowy streets of Rome. The bathhouses hum with chatter and splashing water, where you catch clients' eyes amidst the haze of heat. On the streets, you linger near taverns or under grand arches, your presence a quiet offer in the city's bustle. You're often a slave or freedman, like your female counterparts, trapped in a trade that brands you infamous. The air carries the scent of olive oil and sweat, a constant reminder of the life you lead. You move through these spaces, your survival tied to each fleeting encounter. You earn a cut of the fees, but the coins you keep are few, with pimps or bathhouse owners claiming the rest. Less is known about your world compared to the women's, but the struggles feel just as heavy. You face the same dangers, violence, disease, and scorn while society looks the other way. In Pompeii, graffiti scratched on walls boasts of men like you, their names paired with crude praise or prices. These fleeting words, like "Felix serviced well for an as," hint at lives not so different from yours, full of grit and resilience. You carry on, your story etched in Rome's stones. Even if history barely whispers your name, your life, whether as a Meretrix in a Suburra brothel or a scortum in a steamy bathhouse, lays bare Rome's stark contradiction. You were essential to the city's pulse, your presence woven into its festivals, art, and daily desires. Yet society cast you aside, branding you infamous with a sneer. This duality, needing you while scorning you, reveals a raw truth about human nature. Civilizations thrive on those they push to the margins. The stories of women and men like you, etched in Pompeii's graffiti, painted in vivid frescoes, or whispered in poets' verses, pulse with resilience despite the tragedy. They're not just footnotes in Rome's vibrant history, they're threads in its very fabric, holding a mirror to the city's soul. What does your struggle, echoing across centuries, say about how we treat those society deems lesser today? The graffiti boasting "Drauca serviced well" or the infant skeletons buried beneath brothels aren't just relics, they challenge us to question who we value and who we discard. Your life, marked by both exploitation and quiet defiance, invites us to reflect on modern debates about sex work, labor, and human dignity. How can we build a world that honors everyone's humanity, when even mighty Rome leaned on those it shamed?